That. Okay, if you like what the UK column does, you'd like to support us, support.ukcolumn.org is the place to go. £5 a month is a membership, and that makes a massive difference to us. So please do join us if you possibly can. If you'd like to share material from the various platforms, ukcolumn.org, ukcolumnextracts.co.uk is the place to go for that. And please help overcome the algorithms. We're still kicked off Facebook, I think, as Vanessa is as well. And you can pick something up at the UK Column shop. Lots of items there, and that helps too. And especially Your Life in Their Hands. There's still copies of this available. Now, tomorrow at 1 p.m., Charles and I will be speaking to Bob Moran. We're delighted to say this is pre-recorded, of course, but it premiered at 1 p.m. tomorrow. Join us for that if you possibly can. That was a fascinating conversation and well worth joining us. The interview that Charles did with Joel Salatin is up on the website at the moment. That's called Let the Animals Do the Work. We'll talk a little bit more about this in extra, no doubt. Some names for the 19th of October. So aside from us at the UK Column team, Piers Robinson, David Miller, Peter Ford, Bob Moran, Ahmed Malik, Katie Jo Murphin, Claire Wills Harrison, otherwise known, well, at least contributes to the Lawyers for Light Telegram channel and so on. These will all be there on the day. A couple more names to be announced in the coming days. That's going to be a very interesting event, so please get to it if you possibly can. And on September the 8th, from 6 to 10 p.m., we're hosting a symposium on behalf of International Centre for 9/11 Justice on aviation impossibilities. So this is as close to the anniversary of 9/11 as we can get. This is going to be looking at deconstructing the official story of the 9/11 hijackings and the air defence failures. Reminder that Brian and I will be speaking at the Heritage Party conference on the 20th of September. Details at heritageparty.org, and there are tickets available for that. And finally, another reminder of the Died Suddenly exhibition, which is being hosted by Jake Fern, and his email address is on screen at the moment if you would like more details. The exact location to be determined. That's in November. So let's come back onto the censorship issue again. And bring Pavel Durov on screen once again. And let's just give a quick update on this. The French authorities were apparently embarrassed about the amount of furore this caused, and so they released a press release. We'll show you that in a second, but this is basically what it said. They are accusing of being complicit in storing and distributing child sexual abuse material, facilitating drug trafficking, facilitating organised fraud and other illegal transactions. Their main complaint, or one of their main complaints, seems to be that Telegram refuses to cooperate with law enforcement when they file formal requests for information or documents. They say that Telegram's cryptographic features haven't been formally certified by the French authorities, and this is something that, of course, recent legislation requires platforms to do in the UK as well. They've got to explain to the government the nature of their cryptographic features, and if they're going to add new features, they've got to ask for permission from the government to create those. Has taken part is the next allegation in a, quotes, criminal association with a view to commit a crime or offence punishable by 5 or more years of imprisonment, as well as money laundering. So this was a bit of information that I hadn't appreciated, that he holds French citizenship, which is possibly why he is experiencing this problem at the moment. But the other issue is that Telegram, as we mentioned on Monday's program, is mostly unencrypted. And so the French authorities are trying to say, well, you know, most of the content on Telegram is in clear text. Therefore, there's no reason for you not to comply with our request for information. And of course, he's effectively created this problem for himself by choosing the architecture that he has. Now, we'll explain why he's chosen that architecture in a second. So they are saying that Telegram is in a position to give the French government what they ask for, but Telegram has been refusing to do that on principle. All other platforms comply with the limit, to the limit imposed by their architecture. So whenever other platforms, like even Signal, receive a request from governments around the world for information, they give that information. But because they are fully end-to-end encrypted, of course, there's an extreme limit to what they can actually give, but they can still comply with the demands. the reason that Telegram does things the way that they do is that their architecture supports communications with huge groups. This is why Telegram is used by campaign organizations and people that are organizing various protests and so on. This is the advantage of it. So this is the actual press release. We'll have the link to that in the show notes. If you read French, you can see the full details. And I just remind everybody that, with respect to end-to-end encryption itself, the National Crime Agency in the UK, as well as the European police chiefs, continue to be extremely concerned about it. So while they're busy arresting people because they have a platform which doesn't, by default, impose end-to-end encryption, they are complaining about everybody else doing the same. Now, I mentioned a few minutes ago, of course, that the UK column and Vanessa and others apparently kicked off Facebook at the moment. Well, Zuckerberg was making a comment to Congress in a letter a day or two ago, where he said this: before the internet, anonymous communication. Sorry, that is not the correct quote. Well, basically, he was saying that that the US government had effectively asked him to censor certain COVID-19 content, and that he regretted that. Now, this is completely hypocritical because, as we have recently discovered, they are continuing to censor various platforms, including ourselves, So, his complaints about the U.S. government attempting to impose censorship regimes is really hypocritical. But we'll talk a bit more about that on Friday.